Hello. This video was specifically created for those that went to Craigslist and found my link there. Now, this may be in a two-part series, I'm not sure. So, in most of my videos there's a disclaimer. And my disclaimer is this. I just started a class, an online class at RDC University, and it's in labor unions and labor relations. And my view on labor relations and labor unions, not labor relations, but labor unions, is I think it's sad when employees decide to form a union because the whole reason why they form a union is because the management is not practicing legal practices. They're doing things that are illegal. And they're not representing they're not listening to their employees. They're doing their own thing. The management basically is just not caring about employees. That's the only reason why employees form a union. And I would encourage you to look at the links that I have. The first one is going to be iced out, and the total title is How Immigration Enforcement Has Interfered with Workers' Rights. That is the total title of it. Now, there are other links that that you should be aware of, that you should go to. Now, specific to jobs and Craigslist, I wanted to share with you something that happened yesterday. I was coming home, and I don't know, it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something, and my mom was getting ready to go to work, and there was a man down the street at a friend's house, and just didn't know who he was or anything. Didn't know if he was, salesperson or what. So I just pulled in the driveway of our house here, not their house, and he came up. He was about 2 houses down when I got out of the car, and by the time I got everything, he was right there, right by the car. Very friendly man, very young man, probably not a day over 21. Found out he worked for Kirby. And he was giving out flyers saying, we can do one free room shampoo. I told him I'm really not interested. I told him we don't do that. We just vacuum, and he said it's recommended to do it every 4 months. And I proceeded to tell him my experience with Kirby, and which I'm going to share with you now. And that is, I was lied to, and I really don't like being lied to. I'd rather people be upfront with me, even if it if it makes people not want to do business with you. I expect people to be honest with me because I'm honest with them. And I told him I was told back in 2002 from a lady. I responded to an ad. It said, I think it was KS&S in Riverside, and it said we have sales positions, marketing, administration, management, and something else. And the only thing I was interested in was administration. That's it. Administration is faxing, filing, typing, answering phone calls, and directing people to where they need to go. It is not, would you please buy this? Would you please get it? Here you go. This is why you need it. That's sales. And administration, it has nothing to do with that. And I told him that I was lied to, and I really didn't particularly like it. And I told him what happened. I was told to come back the next day. First, I was told it guaranteed $2,000 a month. Guaranteed. It was like minimum wage, It was like, wow, we're going to pay you, you know, uh, $15 an hour minimum wage or $12 an hour minimum wage, And that was a lie because of the nature of the job. So they told me to come back the next day, and I did. And there was an information meeting. I think that it started at 9. I got there right at 9. And I guess they started early. And there was about, 20 people out in the waiting room because the room that this meeting was in was filled up. And we found out, all those in the waiting room, we found out, oh, this is a sales pitch for Kirby vacuum cleaners. This is a place where, people lie and they try to get you in because they want you here, and they don't want to lie to you up front because then nobody show up to the information meeting. So I left within about an hour. There was other people that left before me. I told them that I would stick around, but I don't know how many people left after me. But if you are watching this and you are thinking in your head, I'm not going to tell these people that I want to hire them as an independent contractor, because I really don't want to hire them as a W-2 employee, because if I do that, then I would be required to pay them minimum wage, which in California it's $8 an hour, which if you could do the math, 40 hours a week, that is $320 a week gross. Now I asked the man, how's it going for him? He said he's been working for Kirby for about a month, and I said that's great. And he said he made $1,700, and I asked him how's he do it. He said it's a numbers game, and it was clear that he loved his job. Now I don't know how long he's going to like this job. Don't know if he's going to burn out on it or not, but for right now he likes his job. It was very clear. And I said, so how do you work? How do you do that? How does a person get $1,700 a month? He said, well, with Kirby they guarantee you anywhere. He didn't give a exact number. He said anywhere from $200 to $250 a week. That's what they give you. And I said, is that gross or net? He really didn't understand the question, so I posed it again. Gross or net? Take home pay or gross? He said, oh, gross. To anywhere from 200 and 250 a week. He didn't say if a week was 7 days or 14 days. Sometimes a week is 14. If the pay period is 14 days, that's a week. So I didn't ask him that. And if you do the math, if you work 40 hours a week, and if you do 8 times 4, that's 32, 200 to 250 is less than minimum wage. And the way they do this, the way they get away with this, is by not telling you. They won't tell you until you sign up. Oh, we're not hiring you as a W-2 employee. We're going to classify you as an independent contractor so we can get away with paying you less than minimum wage. Now, I don't have a calculator here, okay? But if minimum wage was $6 an hour, which is not in California, it's not. But if you were making $6 an hour, 40 hours a week, that would be about equivalent to $240 a week. They're paying about $2 less under the minimum wage, and they want to do that because they're not practicing fair management and labor practices. They're trying to get away from that. They don't want to pay $8 an hour. Now, I said in the beginning, you should look at Iced Out, that report called Iced Out. And I think you would benefit from that. And I just think it's sad that employers do this. They're not being held responsible. And it's not just illegal immigration. It's everywhere. It's all kinds of employees. It's all kinds of employers. It's everywhere. So basically, after that guy was done talking to me, his friend came over. He thought I was someone else. He was like, "Hey, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while." And I was friendly with him, and I said, "Hey, how are you?" And he said, "Oh, I thought you were Kimberly." And I said, "No, I'm Sandra. Nice to meet you." And he went on to try to sell me the thing too. And I said, "Well, I'm not the person to talk to. The person to talk to about this home just left for work." And I told him that where she worked is the place where I worked, where I learned about autism and Asperger's syndrome. And I told him, and that's when the guy asked me what I did, and I told him, well, I'm an MBA student at Argosy, and I told him I'm interested in working at a place here in town. I just need to go to the 2-week training when it's offered in town, because right now it's offered in another town, a little too far to go to. But once that's offered here, I can start working there. And he was like, oh, wow, that's great. So it was a friendly meeting, but I was very honest, very candid with him, and I said I'm really not interested in sales. It's highly administrative, highly, paperwork, and just in human resources, and just everything that goes into human resources and paperwork, not sales. And he went on his way, and he just, and that was that. So if you're looking to lie to me, please do not call me. Please do not respond. I'm expecting someone that's very honest, and that's about it. I'm looking for someone that wants a W-2 employee to pay me at least minimum wage. You can pay more, but don't lie to me. Don't do that.